Okay. Okay, Alice, in a real studio. So, how's your A? Let me just hear. Good. Now, I bet we could put a little rosin on your bow. You know, just put, maybe you haven't put rosin on since last year. Wow, and I think you could get your bow rehaired. I think it looks, and then we're going to check the size. Let's see the size of your violin. And can you put it up on your collarbone and let's see. Well, I guess you didn't grow that much this year. Not like Cooper. Did you see how tall he got? Yeah. Okay, so here's your bow. Good, and the A and the D together. Good, and the D and the G. Good, and the A and the E. And you can play your E a little higher. The E can be higher. Good. You know what? Is it okay if we take your lines off? Yeah. I think you grew out of them a long time ago. What do you think? Yeah. I think this one too. Oh, I didn't even realize that you still had them on. Oh, I think they're glued to your violin. Yeah. Oops. Wow, this is so ancient, this line here, that it's not even coming off. There we go. That was called an ancient line. Okay. I think you let me know. Does it feel sticky? Let me just check the bridge. Okay. If it feels sticky, I'm going to take some rubbing alcohol and just clean it off. How does it feel?
It's not sticky.
Okay. Maybe I'll just take a little alcohol and we'll just clean it off just a little bit. So, okay. Do you ever do this with your violin?
Sometimes.
Okay. I'm going to just take a little rubbing alcohol here. And when you do this, oops, you have to make sure not to get any of this alcohol on the varnish part, but just here. Okay. Look at how yucky. Yeah. That's all you're practicing. Okay, you got it. Okay. So let's start today maybe with your pink book. And we're finishing the E flat trill. Yeah. Okay. So I guess let's start at the beginning and we'll review from last week. Can you see me okay? Yeah, okay. Because we're trying to get used to this room again, and let's see if I can see you. Yeah. Boy, you're so clear in the picture now. So nice to see a real person instead of a Zoom person. Okay. Good. Okay. Now, we want to take a look at our bow now that I can see you a lot better. We want to make sure that the two middle fingers are really relaxed in the stick here. Maybe for practice, let's just do 4 martelets on the open D string. once more. 2, 3, 4. Good. And we want to listen for that articulation also. Good. That's good. And then we'll do 2. That's good. And then let's just play 1, 2, 3. So for 3 beats. 2, 3. And keeping the sound. Good. So I want you to feel that you've grabbed the string. 2, 3. And that you can just pull that sound. 2, 3. Good. And watch your feet. We want to keep a little bit more distance with our feet. That's right. Because if I'm comfy on my feet, then I can easily pull that sound a little bit more. 2 and pull to the tip. Good. And then the same thing on the A string. And pull. Good. Now, also we want to feel that we can be back a little bit, back and taller. And then I'm able to get the sound. Good. That's it. Good. And the E string. And we can feel we can go back and forth, left to right on our feet. Good. Pull, pull, pull. Good. I think you can even pull. See how almost it hurts my ears. So I want to just keep that pulling feeling. And good. And cross. Good. Good. And then the G string. That's good. Does that feel comfortable for your fingers? Now, the sound is really good. Now, when we add the trill, we want to keep that same. So I still want to pull that sound. So really listen for that sound. Three. Good. That's good. Now here I feel that you kind of hold the bow here. So we want these fingers to stay down. So we want to keep these fingers down a little bit more. Good. 2, 3. Good. That's much better. Now here we want to use. So sometimes I have to use one beat on one bow, so I'll have to move it a little faster. Good. Now I think you can keep even more sound. So we want to really still keep that here. And pull. the difference? Now, when we have the 3 beats, we want to keep pulling and not to lose sound at the tip. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Good. Good. That's good. And save your bow. You see how I want to have particularly extra beautiful tone for the end of the bow. Two, three. Two, three. Two, three. Good, very good. And you remember to move your bow. Now here, it has to be really straight at the tip. So just look at your bow at the tip here. Good, very good. Good, good, that was great. Now just save your bow. It's hard to play with a mask on, isn't it? You probably haven't done that very often. I know it took me a while to get used to it, but if you feel that you need more air, just take your mask off quickly and breathe. Okay? So, yeah, it takes a little while to get used. It's a little annoying, but it's better to be here. So let's go from measure 33. Good, good, that was good. Now you can move. So move the bow a little more on the accents. And very good, and you got the rhythm. 2, 3. Two, good. And you want to hold it for 2 beats. 2, 3. 2, circle. Good. Now we'll have an E flat. Good, good. That's good. So 2, 3. 1. Keep the sound. So 1, 2. Da da dee. 1, 2. Good, good. A little more sound here. 3. Keep it. Yeah. Good. Now here we're going to count 1, 2, 3. Good. Now these chords, if we could, can I hear just a little poof on this E flat? Good. And we're going to move the bow. Good. And look at your bow, that it's straight. Good. 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 Now the E has to be a little bit better in tune. That's You got it. Very good. Much better, much better. So you want to write a note. I think there's a pencil there. And you want to just be aware to keep the beautiful sound to the tip. And you want to make sure your second and third fingers are comfy, that they're participating, that they're helping you pull. And just one little thing, when you just have one beat per bow, you want to remember to move the bow. So why don't you, I think if you review that one every day, that will be great. And then we're going to go on, and the last chapter in this book is the double stop chapter. So if you look at page 42, we're going to do the first number 1 and number 2. And we're going to play them like this. We're going to play first each one, note by itself, and then together, and we shift. And we're going to practice shifting on the old finger. Can we just try that? Good. Now, then here's the thing. That was good. I'm going to shift to third position on 4. So I'm going to play, and I shift on. That's right. So here's our 4. Can you play your D with open D? That's it. Now I'm going to just come over and move your thumb. If your thumb is way back here, it's going to be hard to reach the 4th finger, because you see the distance between the thumb and the 4 is pretty big. So I'm going to move the thumb closer. Good. And this is the one that's hard for you in your double stop too, but keep the hand really soft. Thumb. Oh, can you take your thumb away? Good. Really, no, this has to be so soft. That's right. We don't want to push against here. And watch your feet. Watch your feet. That way. Good. And can you play the 4 again? 4 and then 2. Good. Okay, and then we're going to leave that for now. And then watch. So then, and I shift. So I do 4, up, 4. Good, and then 3 and 1. Good, watch your feet. Good, good, and the hand has to be so loose here. And thumb, make sure you can take your thumb away and then put it back. And you want to keep this, see this tendon here? I'm going to hold your violin and just drop your hand. Just drop your hand and shake it out. That's right, just drop it like this. That's right, and feel this tendon. That has to stay so soft. That's right, good. And now we're just going to play the E, 3rd finger, E, E, and the 1. Good. And to do that, can you take your thumb away? Good. And then just rest it gently back. Good. And together. Good. And then we play 4 and 2. Good. Okay, take your thumb away though. Good. Really loose. Just talk to your tendon here. Make sure it's very soft, like a marshmallow. Okay, then watch. So then I'm here, and I have to shift down on my 2. So can I go from here and shift? Good. Then the G3 and 1. Good. That's it. And take a look at the thumb again. See, this guy has to stay so soft here. Right. That's right. Good. That's right. So G, B, B. Good. Now, see if we play the 4 again. 4, 4, and the 2. Good. Well, there, you got that one. Good. Now, watch what we do here. I have to shift. 3. So I go 4. I shift to 3rd position. Good. Shift, shift. 4, 4 to the C. That's C. Good. And then 4. Good. And 4, 2. Good. And take your thumb away. Good. Good. And then together. Good. And then we'll shift down. So I shift down to the C. Good. I shift down. 3, 1. Good. And just take your thumb away here. Good. And the little finger really loose. Good. And then can you play your 4, 4 on the E, on the A string? E, G. That's good. Good. Ooh, that's good. You got it. And then I shift. And shift. And watch your feet. 3, F. F, A. Good. And let your thumb, can you take your thumb? Good. And then 4, 4, 2. Good. And then we do the A again. And then we end with the 6. Good. Good. And 4, 2. And then the E. 2, 3. You got it. Okay? Okay. So I'm going to just put in here. You're going to practice with a slur and then together. Okay? That's good. And then just slow shifts on the old fingers. Oh, you wrote that already. Okay. Very good. Okay, so that's enough in this. Just we're going to just be very careful because I don't want you to hurt yourself. So thinking of double steps, can we go to your track? And were we still doing the B flat one?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, these are things that just take time to develop because your hand has to get used to these kind of crazy positions. Okay, so let's see, that's 22, 23, 21. Okay, very good. I'm going to just move here so I can see you a little bit better. Okay, good. Can I move you? Let's stand here a little bit. Good. That's much better. Okay. So then we're going to play, make sure the D is in tune. Good. And again, take a look at your thumb. That away. That's good. Good. Very good. Much, much better. Good. I just want to make sure. Can you just do stretchy hand? Just, yeah, just make sure that hand feels like, do you like marshmallows? Make sure it feels really squishy, like a marshmallow. Can we go just from here? Just, we're going to go slowly. Just slowly. Good. That's good. And when you get to your fourth, make sure your fourth sounds right in tune. So just this measure again. Good. Good. That's good. And then here, and can you make sure your thumb? That's right. If your thumb is in a really good place, it'll be better in tune for you. Good. Now, the D is a little bit high. Good. Good, and really easy bow position. Good. Good. Good, good. And then here, if we can keep the bow very legato. Good. Now, we want to keep the second finger. Can I hear your second finger? Good. Good. That was good. And it's again that old fourth finger. Can you just play your D just by itself? 4. Good. What if you bring your elbow under a little bit more? 4 and 2. That's better. Good. And go on. Good. And then so here. we're almost at the end of the second to the last line of this. 2 measures. Good. 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 And then the D. Good. Okay, good. Maybe I skipped a line. So just go from there. That's fine. Okay, so let's start the last line of this etude. So from the B. Good. Now take a look here. It's a 6. Good. 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 And then here, we're going to listen to our perfect fourth. A little higher there. Good. 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 And then we'll take off 2. Good. And really loose the vibrato. That was good. Okay. We're going to leave this etude now because I don't want you to hurt your hand, but we'll just find places where we're going to figure out how to get the 4 and the 2 in good shape. Okay, so give yourself a check there. Good. And the next one, we're going to play in the lower half. Okay, so we'll just go slowly, and I think you could try to do the whole thing. Okay, and can we go to your Schroeder, and then we'll go to your Bach. And we're doing number
6.
Number 6. Good. And we're doing which numbers? Did we go to 7?
1 through 5.
Okay, great. So we don't have to do rhythms today. Let's just can we do the measure? We're going to sing with the bow across all 4 strings. And just watch your feet. See, now I can see your feet, where when you were home, I couldn't see your feet. Good. Now, that was fine. I just want you to be aware when you're coming down that you're relaxing the fingers after they play. Good. Now, let's do it again. And again, we're after this gorgeous sound. So we're going to pull that sound to the tip. Good. Okay, that was good. You just have to be very wise with your bow. So save enough bow for the last beat there. Keep the sound. Now say. Good. That was good. And go on. And let's sing the bow. Good. Now I'm seeing a little bit of this at the frog. You see this? So you have to pull the bow back with your little finger. Can you just do the last? So you have to pull it back just a little bit here. Good. So just before number 4. Pull it back. Oh, that's great. That was straight now. Okay, and let's go on. And blow back. Good. Now, number 5. So it's a then 1. One, 8, 3. Good. That's it. So is it a little hard to read in your part there? The lines get a little confusing. So what? And then 4, 1. Good. Now the I see, because it is, if you look closely, it's got 2 lines for that A. Good. Now, let's do this. Put a 1 over that A. Good. And then put a 4 over this D. Good. Good. And then put a 4 over the last D there. You got it. Okay, let's add number 6 for next time. You got it. Okay, very good. And let's go to your Bach. Now, did you play Bach in your group class this week?
I played my second week.
Okay, and how did that go?
She said it was pretty good except for my the like 3/16 notes, they sounded too much like they were like very,
The triplets?
yeah, very robotic, I think.
Okay, like for example, where?
Like first line,
Mm-hmm.
last couple measures.
Oh, you mean like the triplet. Could be more musical. Okay, so let's do this. Can we hear your A once more? E can be a little higher. Good. So let's go through the second movement, and then next week we can get Justin here, and he can play the piano, a real live pianist again. And we're getting ready for solo recitals again, so you can play first and second movement, and we'll see how the third is coming along. So let's do second movement now, and you probably don't need the music, so just move the stand. You can leave it there if you need it. Okay. I'm going to move it here so I can see you a little bit better. Good. Okay. Good. And we want to keep that bow so flexible. Can we just do bow wandering? Now, when we do the wanderings, look at your bow. It's hard to see through the mask, I know, but see if you can check that it's not going to be crooked here, that we want a really straight bow to the tip. And then up, bow, and up. Good. And fingers loose. Good. Frog. That's really good. That's good. Does it feel comfortable? Okay. And take a breath, and good, that was lovely. What if you vibrate the first note? Because it's that first note that the bow needs to swing on. Good, that's good. We don't need to exaggerate it. Just feel them as together. Triplet, 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 triplet. Good, and really straight the bow. Good, and you can disappear. Phrase. Good. Next. Good. Now the first time it's at E. Now save your bow, slower bow, slower, so that you can sing more through that E. 2, 3. Good. Good. Very good. And listen to the D, that it's right in tune. A little sharp. Good, good. That's in tune. Good. That's good. And long. So a little longer. And 2, 3. And good. Couple things. When you shift here, can you go on a finger dive? So I don't hear too much of a shift. And good. Then lighter. Good. So look at my fingers. Can you see my finger? It kind of glides on top of the string. Good. So do this. Can you just look at your finger and look at how it doesn't come off the string, but it doesn't stay in the string. So we'll do this. Okay, almost. And I can just be very shifty. See how I'm going? And when I go to the B, I don't need to come under. Good. Now I'm going to what position here?
4.
Yes. So I can let the heel of my hand lightly touch the side. I can say hello. Good. Now, let's see how slowly you can go. And we'll just exaggerate the slowness. That was good. Again. Good. Now we'll go. Good. I think you could even shift slower. Don't worry about anything except just enjoy the journey on that shift. You want to try that? And good. Now we don't want to change the tempo. I'm just getting there slowly. That was good. Now keep your bow beautiful. The bow stays the same. Uh-oh. That was better. That was good. Do that just once more. That's on its way. Does that make sense? Okay, next. 2, and feel that B flat, how beautiful. 1. Good. Now here we play. We can keep that slur here. So 1 and sing. Good. So it's the same thing here. The first note, we want a little. We probably need a little oomph on that first note. Up and down, up. That's it, because that's the important note, right? Next. 2, 3. Good. That's very nice. I think we can, see, I can move and then be in the air. So I go air bow. So air. And good. And two, one. And fingers loose. Good. And 2, 3. And 2. Good. You know, I think let's slur these. So let's put a slur. There should be a little up bow there, because we don't want to really accent that little note. Two, and good. And then we want to be sensitive to the little note here. Just very gentle and gentle. Gentle. Good. Very nice. One, 2, 3, 4, and 1. And up. 1, 2, 4, 1. And sing, sing, sing. Pa-da-dee-ya-da. And again, first note. Down, up. That's good. So again, it's the first note. So this is a note that's changing, but it's still the weaker beat. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. We don't really want to do that. 1, but you can be expressive. 1. So that's better. Use a little bit more bow down on the first note. Up, down. That was good. 2, 3. Air bow. just let this note be longer. And that's right. Yoga. Good. And singing, this is the very end of our song. And up, down. Really beautiful. Okay, I want to just, because we have a piano now, which is truly wonderful, I want to just, oops, wrong piece. Not quite at Bruch yet. Let's see, here's Bach. Okay. Okay, these chords that you're playing them so beautifully, but I really want you to understand why you're playing them so beautifully. So let's go, we'll just do one or two of these places where we take a little bit of time. So let's go, okay, so do you know in your second entrance here, so we're going to go from here, do you see that? Do you know where that is? So that is going to be right here. So we're going to go, let's just go just from here, okay? That, and then I'll play the chords and we're going to stop when we get to that next measure, okay? So I'll give you one and and this is the chord that I really want you to enjoy. And what kind of chord is that? It's a diminished chord. So in a diminished chord, we have a minor third between every note. And it makes this gorgeous sound. So, you know, maybe you thought maybe it was just going to go to a G minor chord, but he went to this chord instead, which is a very special chord. So go just once more. So he went from C major at the beginning, right? And now he went to, at this big cadence, he went to this one. You hear that this is G major, which is not a surprise because G major, if I'm in C major to begin with, what part of the scale is G? The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth note, and we call that the dominant. Do you want to write that down? Because the dominant is the strongest feeling to get to 1 again. It's like 5, 1 it's called. Okay, let's do another one of those places because they're so gorgeous. So let's go before the next cadence. Do you see where do you see that one? So it's okay. Right here. So let's go from here. We'll go from the beginning of that measure, and I'm going to let you listen to that beautiful chord that we have there. So I'll give you one. So again, we have what kind of chord? Another diminished chord. Diminished chord, and let's go just from see how delicious it is. Good, and then we end here. And do you know what? Can you hear this key? Does it sound major or minor?
A minor?
Yes, that's A minor. So just, you don't know all these things yet, but A minor is the relative minor of C major. And we call it relative because they share the same key signature. They don't have any sharps and flats, right? Good, okay. So, let's see. Maybe let's do one more of these places. And then, okay, so let's go just where you come in. And we have another one of those wonderful diminished seventh chords. So right from here. And here it is again. Another one. And then he's gotten us back to what key?
C.
Yes, back to C major. And that's because he had to get us back to C major because that's where we started. So let's just do the very end. So, and this is just all simply glorious C major. Okay? Good. I'm so glad we have a piano because then you can understand these things so much better. So what let's do, let's see if you want to play this on Saturday in my class at 3 o'clock. Are you around?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. And then next week, let's work a lot on the last movement, and then the next week, which is the last week of our first summer session, we'll put it all together with Justin. Okay? Okay, do you have any questions?
No.
Is that enough for you to do?
Yeah.
Okay.